Well, the big story tonight, the Catholic Church has a new pope.
Tonight, a look at Pope Francis I as the Catholic Church makes history.
He seems to bring all the gifts that the church really needs these days.
Hear from West Michigan Catholics about the new pope and what it means for the church.
And the snow showers have ended, but we're tracking 2 more chances for accumulating snow in the 8-day forecast.
New criticism tonight for LG Chem following big problems uncovered by Target 8.
Live, this is 24-Hour News 8.
His reign over the Catholic world begins. Pope Francis I, the new leader of more than 1 billion Catholics around the globe, elected and introduced this afternoon.
The 76-year-old is from Argentina and is the first non-European pope in 1,200 years, and the first ever from the Americas. He was runner-up in the last papal election.
He's been a cardinal since 2001 and is seen as a conservative who adheres to the church's official standings on things like abortion and same-sex marriage.
While the world watched the announcement of the new pope on television, others had a front row seat.
24-Hour News 8's Rick Albin spoke with one local priest who was at the Vatican as Pope Francis I was introduced. Rick's live tonight in studio control.
Brian, just imagine the once-in-a-lifetime experience of being at the Vatican when the centuries-old tradition of selecting a new pope unfolds right in front of you. That's exactly what happened for Father Ron Hutchison from the Holy Redeemer Parish in Jenison. He described for me how the crowd erupted at the moment the white smoke came from the chimney above the Sistine Chapel, and he talked about the experience and the impact it had on him.
It was an incredible opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to be in the piazza at St. Peter's when the white smoke indicated there was a new pontiff, a new Holy Father. I have to admit that once he came out, it was absolutely I was awestruck. I was amazed. It was incredible. The crowd was overwhelmed by it. I was overwhelmed, and I felt myself really being almost relieved in a sense.
You could still feel and hear the excitement in the Father's voice when we talked to him on the phone from Rome just shortly after he witnessed today's events, along with the thousands of others at the Vatican. Susan?
Okay, Rick, thank you. The selection of a new pope is an exciting time for the Catholic Church.
24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgie has reaction from here in West Michigan. Joe?
Yeah, Brian Sewell, it means from the time the white smoke rose from St. Peter's at the Vatican, the bells rung at St. Andrew's Cathedral in Grand Rapids. Next door at Catholic Central High School, students anticipated the appearance of the new pope, while religion teacher Robert Kennedy planned for tomorrow's lesson.
The background of where this pope is from, he's from Latin America, that's historical. He's a Jesuit of the religious order, the Society of Jesus. That is important to bring out and to really look at the charism of this pope.
That history lesson for students is not lost on leaders of the Grand Rapids Diocese. It's 182,000 members witnessing the naming of the first non-European pope in centuries. But just what effect will the new pope have long-term in the Grand Rapids Diocese?
I'm not sure that the Holy Father has a direct influence on what happens in the life of the church in an individual diocese, other than to be a source of inspiration, if you will. And in a sense, sometimes can reflect a new and revitalized vision.
Back here live at the Cathedral of St. Andrew in Grand Rapids, this also marks a new beginning for Bishop Hurley. He's reached mandatory retirement age. Now he waits for Pope Francis to appoint a new bishop for Grand Rapids. Live in Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgie, 24-Hour News 8.
Thank you, Joe. Bishop Paul Bradley from the Diocese of Kalamazoo released a statement right after this election. Bishop Bradley said, in part quoting here, "We pray for Pope Francis. His leadership and pastoral guidance will last for many years to come in this grace-filled season of Lent as we draw ever closer to the glorious celebration of the new life of Easter. I join with Catholics in this Diocese of Kalamazoo and all people of goodwill as we rejoice in this profoundly important news." You can learn all about Pope Francis I. We've got a lot of information on our website. Go to woodtv.com. We've got a special tab where you can check out the info, find out more about him, where he came from, and how West Michigan is celebrating his selection. It's all on our website at woodtv.com.
NBC Nightly News has crews at the Vatican tonight, and they will have a live report coming up at 6:30.